Hey, welcome back everybody. I'm going to do a quick video today on how I hatch baby brine shrimp. I do a lot of breeding and I have a lot of angelfish and mollies, and I've done other fish, but if you're trying to breed any type of fish, I highly recommend hatching your own baby brine shrimp. It's super simple and easy to do. My setup right here, I have this small. I have a larger one, but I just do a small, and it is plenty for how many fish I have. And if you're not wanting to go and buy a setup like mine, or or try to buy anything. When I first started doing it, I was just doing it in a shaker bottle. So all you need is some type of container, air source, salt, light, and obviously the baby brine eggs. The type of eggs I use are these Brine Shrimp Direct. I think they work great. I haven't tried any other brands, so if you guys have any recommendations on different brands, but what I use is this brine shrimp egg from Brine Shrimp Direct, and they seem to do pretty well. A lot of them hatch for me. So but all I do is I will take some tank water out of one of my other tanks, just because it's got no chlorine in it already. And I'll fill this thing up to 600 milliliters, which is about 2.5 cups. So right about there. That's how much I'll do. And then I will take some regular kosher salt. You don't want to use the iodine stuff. Just regular kosher salt. I just go to my local grocery store and pick up some kosher salt, and I will do a full tablespoon worth. I tried one where I did 2 tablespoons for this amount, and I did not have success with hatching them out, so I went back to just 1 tablespoon, and that seemed to work out just fine for me. And I'll usually take a turkey baster, mix all the salt up, which usually takes a little bit, but it's definitely worth it in the end. I kind of went with the small instead of the large, just because you get so many. There's billions and billions of baby brine out of just this little amount that I do. So unless you're doing like a big setup with a lot of different tanks, a lot of different types of fish you're breeding, this right here is plenty. So got all that salt mixed up, and then after that I just take my eggs that I usually keep these refrigerated to stay fresh, but I'll do 1 scoop, and then a 2nd scoop, and that right there is plenty. I usually always have leftovers after that, and I will freeze them into little ice trays that I've got. I went and just bought some like basic silicone ice trays, so whatever leftover I have, I'll throw those into there and freeze them for later. So now that I got that done, take my air source that I have with the air stone on it, drop that in there, and just let it go. Make sure you got a light going, and dial back that air source. It's a little bit too much. Just a nice little flow going, just to stir them up, and they'll all get mixed up together, and just set it and forget it. So in about 24 to 36 hours they'll hatch, and you'll have a whole bunch of baby brines. So we'll check back in about 24 hours. I usually like to pull them at 24 hours because they're still nice and small, especially for all my small little fry I got. So I try to keep my brine pretty small. So yeah, we'll check back in 24 hours. All right, it's been about, let's see, probably like 30 hours since we started up this batch of baby brine shrimp, and they have all hatched. What I did before this is I actually just took a light, to get them all to come down to the bottom. You just shine a light there for probably like 5-10 minutes, turn all the other lights off, and they'll all start to navigate. So, but they are all hatched up and we are ready to harvest. Liquid gold. So what I normally do is I will try to drain the water down, probably to all the eggs get down to about here, just to try to get as much brine out of it as I can, because there's still a bunch floating around in here that you can't really see. Even though I got most to the bottom, there's still going to be a bunch in here. So I'm going to try to get as much as I can. What's up, dude? Come say hi. Out of this. Sorry about the cat. Alright, we'll go to about right there. So right now we have liquid gold, is what they like to call it in the fish world. Bunch of it. So I have 2 measuring cups, and what I normally do is I'll take a sifter, I'll throw it in the other measuring cup, and scooch you guys back. I'll throw it in the other measuring cup right here, and I'll pour these guys in here. Just so I can get them out of the salt water. Alright. To do that, of course there's still going to be a little bit here in this other container, so I'll use a little spray bottle, spray it down, pour it in here. Try to get as much as I can out of that measuring cup, and then let it drain. Alright, so we got them all drained, all the brine in here. So what I'll do is I'll set this salt water off to the side, and I'll come over back to my other container, and I'll take same spray bottle, just spray them out of here. Kind of frustrating to get all of them. Okay, I got most of them sprayed out. There's a little bit left in here, so I'll usually just take this and just dip this into one of the tanks, just so they can get the brine off of it. And now we're just left with a bunch of food for the fishies. So I'm gonna go ahead and feed my little molly fries over here. And they love this stuff. And you don't have to do a lot because there's so many in here. I mean, just that amount in this turkey baster is going to be enough for them. It might even be a little bit too much. But they are ready for it. Just suck a little bit. Just shoot it around so the other ones know it's there. And there you go. Perfect little food for these guys. Perfect little food for these guys. That's how you hatch brine shrimp. These mollies love this stuff. I look forward to it. Alright guys, appreciate you coming out and hanging around. You guys all have a wonderful day.